My name is Timothy Bramlett. I am the co-founder and CTO of Stammer AI. In this video, I am going to show you a model for how we have integrated Stammer AI agents into other third-party software platforms seamlessly through their existing messenger systems. So here is some generic third-party software platform. Here is Stammer AI. Now, these other software platforms that we have integrated with all have this concept of some type of in-platform messaging system. Now, of course, we have an end user of that platform communicating back and forth with that platform through its messenger. Now, how this works is the third-party software platform needs to have an outgoing webhook event system to send messages through our Stammer API to our agent. The agent then formulates its responses and sends them back out through the Stammer API and to an endpoint set up on this third-party platform to accept incoming requests that will then ultimately send messages back to their users through the platform's messenger. So that is how we are able to receive and send messages on behalf of these platforms. Now, one key thing here is that our agents, in order to formulate a good response, they often need access to data from this other platform. And in order to get access to that data, we have to use what is called a custom function. It is a tool. You can think of it as a tool that the AI agent is set up to call. They know how to call it. They technically tell us how to call it, and then our code takes that call that they have defined, and then we go and execute code in our system that ultimately will send a request to this third-party platform to an endpoint specifically designed to do this. What this actually means is, let's say the AI agent needs to do something like look up order information. We define a custom tool, a custom function in the Stammer system that is able to perform that order information lookup. The AI agent is made aware through our prompting and through our system that this function is available for it to leverage and use when it needs to. Then when a customer asks for information about their order, for this example, it would actually call this tool. The Stammer system behind the scenes takes this tool call that is defined by the agent, and we actually run code that goes to this third-party system and pulls the needed information about the order for this example. That data goes back to the AI agent. It gets the result of this tool call, and then it gets all the data it needs to form the proper response. Maybe something like, oh, your order was shipped recently. Here's the tracking number. Do you want me to look up the tracking information? It could then go and use another tool. You can do as many of these as you need to go and get the tracking information. And now the next part that I want to talk about is that we all know the reality of AI. It is very good for certain use cases, but there are times when it's better to have a human take over. So the way we do this through the Stammer platform is an event of some kind has to happen in this third party's platform's messenger. We have the ability in the Stammer system to listen to keywords, which can actually do this, but sometimes the other platform wants to have a button or something where the end user will actually initiate the human handoff. At that point, what would happen is that the third-party system would let us know that this event has occurred by communicating with the Stammer API, at which point the Stammer AI agent disengages. This logic can also simply happen inside the platform itself, where it stops sending events to the Stammer API the moment the human handoff is communicated. At that point then, this third-party platform will then need to send a notification to whatever its human users are, maybe an employee of the platform itself, or maybe some other agent that acts on this platform's behalf. They get the notification, then they are able to jump into the platform's messenger and start responding as a human. This model altogether makes it a seamless experience for integrating with the Stammer system so that you can deploy AI and let us worry about the AI details and all that complexity while you focus on what you do best, which is the core functionalities exposed in your platform. Now, one of the great things I want to mention is that due to our entire white labeling experience, if you don't want to allow your customers to log in to the Stammer platform to view our white labeled dashboards and other tools, then you don't have to do that. The entire experience can be managed within your own software platform, and all you would ever need to do is log into Stammer yourself in order to manage billing aspects and maybe check on the performance of the AI agents. But that is it. If you guys ever have any questions about this, do not hesitate to reach out to me at tim@stammer.ai. We would love to meet with you and talk more about how we can solve AI for your organization.